Everyone wants to make money out of real estate, right? So where will you find hotspot suburbs in Melbourne? My name's Tony Harrington. I'm the founder of Your Property Investing. For the past 20 years, I've been investing myself and teaching my clients how to put together long-term capital growth programs and giving them a turnkey solution that makes property investing easy and simple. On this video, I'll be talking to you about 5 areas where I think you're going to get some pretty solid capital growth in 20, and I'll give you some reasons why I think those areas are pretty good. So let's start off. Mornington Peninsula, okay, down the bayside suburbs of Melbourne is absolutely booming. I've got a couple of properties down there that have gone up 25% in the last 6 months, folks. It's absolutely flying. Now, the reason why it is because a lot of people have got really cashed up in Melbourne. They've decided they're going to buy a second property or an investment, and the Mornington Peninsula, because of the lifestyle, the freeways and whatnot, that's an area that they're heading down and going, hey, this is pretty cool. So from a lifestyle perspective and investment perspective, fairly good down that side of town. Here's the second area I quickly want to talk to you about. Geelong down on the west coast, similar things happening down there. A lot of people are buying up, investors are down there. There's a brand new suburb. There's over $6 billion worth of projects, construction, infrastructure going to happen in that area over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, okay? Really quick there. Now, Werribee in the western suburbs. Look, it's got a bit of a stigma. Werribee, people go, oh, Werribee, right? But think past what's there today and look at what's going to be 10, 15, 20 years from today, folks. That's where you have to have the mindset, okay? I've seen Werribee prices moving really quickly and really fast, and I think it'll still continue to grow because that area of population growth is projected to go up by around about 185,000 over the next 10 to 15 years. There's also plans for an $8 billion mini city out there, right? Get with that. Rockback Mountain, I think I've spoken about this before, but it's an area where, again, there's a stigma to it. Look past the stigma, major growth, major area. Another area, again, where there's big infrastructure, inner city Melbourne, 5 k's from the CBD. Look where the major metro tunnel train stations will be. North Melbourne, folks, has been completely rezoned. There's high-rises going up. There's a major train station there that's part of the major, I think it's $11 billion metro rail project. North Melbourne's one of the major stations. Parkville's another. If you're looking in those, also, folks, look at West Melbourne, which is just sitting on the edge of the CBD. If you're in that price point and you can afford that type of investment, again, stick to the middle ring, okay? If you're looking, say 4 to, within 3 to 6, 7, 8 k's from the CBD, you generally won't go too far wrong, right? Areas beside those areas which could do even better, right? So if you're looking around the Brunswick area, looking at the Coburg area, Coburg's got around about $4.5 billion worth of projects. Moonee Valley, $1.2 billion on the Moonee Valley racetrack. Your central Moonee Valley is already booming, going through the roof. Caulfield is another out the other side. $1.3 billion happening out at Caulfield racetrack. When you know and understand this stuff, folks, you'll do well in real estate. You want to make sure, though, to find the hotspot suburbs in Melbourne, just look for the big projects. Just look for the big infrastructure. Just look where it's all happening, folks. That's what shops, cafes, retail, shopping centres, transport, all the basics. That's what you do. Here's my tip for you on this one. You should spend at least 3 months researching any particular area where you're thinking about investing so you know it inside out. When I first started investing back in Geelong in early 2000, I spent 3 months going through a particular area, a particular suburb. I went to auctions, I spoke to real estate agents. By the time I was ready to buy, folks, I knew what was a good buy, I knew what was a good price, and my first investments I actually bought undervalued, folks, because I knew the market, I knew the area. So my advice to you here is do at least 3 months of research. I know we're time poor, but if you love real estate and you're keen to invest, you'll put in the time and you'll put in the work, all right? Hey, look, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you got some good content out of it. Finding the hotspot suburbs in Melbourne, it's not too hard to do, folks, if you just apply yourself and do a bit of research. Well, I hope you really enjoyed that video. Hope it can help you out and you get on the property ladder and you start to do really well with your money and your finances. For more details, email me, tony@yourpropertyinvesting.com.au, or go to www.yourpropertyinvesting.com.au. That's www.yourpropertyinvesting.com.au.